Top of the morning folks, today from the Reddit Rainforest. What are your bad/good experiences having a roommate of the opposite sex? They stole $1,200 in rent and bills from me, left the state, and got me evicted, leaving me temporarily homeless. I say, if you're reading this, I hope hell treats you well. I had a series of roommates I sublet to in my apartment that I had for 2 years. Found them on Craigslist. Mostly folks who needed a place for a few months. Last one was a woman just getting on her professional feet, as I was doing the same, since leaving a company to go teach. I was dating my now wife, and she was hanging out with friends and meeting guys. So one day she tells me she has a big date coming up with a guy she's really interested in. She wants advice about what to wear, where to go, etc. I ask her to describe him. A few questions later it turns out that I actually trained him at the job I just left. I tell her exactly what she should wear and where she should take him. Fast forward a couple years, and my wife and stepson are attending the wedding. MF and my roommate is M. We're both mid-20s, and I have a boyfriend who lives elsewhere. He's single, but we have been friends since high school, and moving in together made sense for work reasons. Roommate is friends with my boyfriend and we all get along great. There's no fuss with my roommate. We split all bills and food, and we have our own bathroom, so there's virtually nothing to split chores wise, unless it's the kitchen or living room. And even then we're both pretty tidy and lax about it. Honestly, I'm pretty low maintenance and not stingy, so I could have a ref or M roommate as long as they have a similar mindset. I'm constantly going to the grocery store to get more milk and eggs. Typical stuff, and I never ask my roommate to split with me unless we're doing a big grocery run together. He does the same. We just share everything, and it's like a brother/sister situation where sometimes he'll eat my stuff but replace it, and vice versa. Super similar to my previous situation, just that we cooked separately and had a shared bathroom. I just cooked better and was not a fan of her cooking. It was more of the put everything in pot together at the same time. Add pre-made spice mix and cook. The food was fine, but I like eating food and did not like eating her food. He moved in for 2 weeks, and then we started dating, and now we have a better apartment and a cat. Shared a house with 5 women. Let me tell you. The things I saw and heard. Jesus. Do you have any idea what personal malarkey they share with each other about the guys they date? Ducking hell. Please elaborate. Examples of things I witnessed and heard while living there. Woman A is showing woman B, C, D, E what her boyfriend's dick is like by using a cucumber. They then each take a turn and show and discuss their boyfriends using this cucumber. They are not as clean and well-mannered as one might think. They fart louder than any of my male friends. They can drink with the best of them and burp like a trucker. They, in detail, discuss their feelings, sex lives, pains and stuff. And God forbid any of their boyfriends duck up. Jesus Christ. The evil plans they can think up. Ducking hell. Hey. I had a roommate who tried to skip out a month early on the lease and tried to claim that the landlord had told her she could. I called the landlord and confirmed the opposite, and she was made to pay the last month's rent, even though she left anyway. Her revenge was to take the jar of bacon grease, smash it inside a garbage bag, tie it up, and leave it in the back of the storage room. I found the bag a month later when moving out myself, and when I picked it up, the broken jar sliced through the bag and dumped this putrid rotten bacon grease onto the floor. It was the single most disgusting and horrifying thing I've ever smelt. I instantly started vomiting. Luckily made it to the bathroom, which was right there, and then I cleaned it up trying not to vomit more. I wanted to scream, it was so bad. Eventually I got it all cleaned up and left, as that was the last day I was there. The move out inspection was a few days later, and it was all good except the landlord told me the police had been called to my apartment after I left on the last day because someone thought there was rotting human corpse in there. And then I realized. Bacon grease. Pigs are very similar to humans genetically, and so probably smell the same when they rot. Thanks to my malarkey TS roommate, I now know what a dead body smells like. He does not do dishes, and he leaves his clothes in the dryer too long, but he makes up for it by letting me cry while he looks on. Obviously uncomfortable, sharing the cooking, dancing in the living room with me, letting me play his video games, trying my disgusting attempts at mixed drinks, sharing his candy, letting me borrow t-shirts, and, pre-pandemic, always being down to go get wings and a beer. When I was 22 I moved into a 3-bed/1 bath house with 2 German guys, 28 and 30. They were both geologists. One was getting his PhD and the other was a researcher. Aside from the fact that I spoke German, we had nothing in common. I was working a busy startup business life, so we did not see each other much. They were both kind of shy, but very friendly in general. We hung out sometimes and occasionally shared a meal, but for the most part we all led our own lives. Yeah, nothing crazy to report. Just a respectful normal roomie situation that lasted a year. Maybe it would have been different if we hung out more, or if I was not dating a guy the whole time. But for the most part none of us had time for drama and followed the house rules without issue. In college, I lived with 3 ladies, which was more of a chaotic experience. In general, we got along, but one of them constantly forgot to clean up after herself, but got mad at others for wearing shoes inside. She was also in constant throes of drama with her BF. Pros. You can get good advice/input. House was more decorated. Girly smells that I actually love everywhere. Would be weird for a guy living alone. Cons. Jealousy with dating. Assumes you're sleeping with her. House full of girls watching The Bachelor once a week. Lets dog get away with murder. Who did the good boy murder? Usually whatever leftover meat is in the fridge. That she decided the dog deserved more. But is she wrong though? Really? Honestly, no. Doggo is a better human than I am. Can agree as a male roommate with 2 females. More towels and pillows and constant room arranging. Place was clean, nice and decorated. They had fun and asked me for thoughts on potential guy friends. Plus women have an knack to find the crazy girl before guys do, so find a good female friend to help you through life, and if your partner does not like that, well, that's a good tell. Same in reverse, girls find a good male friend that's got your back. I'm a woman. My male roommate experience has been leaps and bounds better than my female roommate experience. The guys, one guy for 1.5 years, twin brothers for 1.5 years, were good friends of mine 4 years before. They were all awesome, and we had sort of a family dynamic. With the twins, I'd go to the grocery store and they'd each Venmo me 1/3. No matter what I bought. I cooked a lot, and we would have dinner together most weekday evenings. I just loved being like the house mom without having actual children. None of the guys ever hit on me. They are all 3 just great friends. Edit to add more detail. From another comment. They did not expect anything from me. I cooked because I enjoy cooking and loved having guinea pigs to try new recipes. If I did not cook, they did not ask why or get upset, they just made something for themselves. When I cooked, they would do the dishes. We all cleaned up after ourselves in the common area. Whoever put the last dish in the dishwasher where it was considered full ran it. I cannot live with dishes in the sink. Whoever was available unloaded it when it was done. They took the trash cans to the street. They made sure the lawn guy was scheduled. They paid for all the streaming services. They let me have the master bedroom, so I'd have my own bathroom. It was a great relationship and a great experience. They put up with me and my need for obsessive cleanliness, and I learned to be a little bit more lenient. It was a win all around. For all of us. My previous roommate was male. It was good in that we had the same hobbies, and for a while, we were good friends. I feel like most of what I like to do, a lot of women are not into. The bad is that he tried to sleep with me and ate a lot of my food. She was a mess. Always brought random dudes home, and a year or so after she moved out she told me she would have banged me, but never made a move. Never again. Would you have banged her? Yeah, of course I would have banged her. She was pretty hot, but now she's happily married, and I was the one to introduce her to her husband, so that's that. Pros. Felt safer when I had a date over, and when there were break-ins on our street. Could reach the high shelves I could not. Stop the pervert neighbor from peeking into our bathroom whilst I was showering. Cons. All his friends thought it meant they could harass me and flirt with me without consequence. They thought we must be sleeping together and that I was therefore easy. His GF saw me as a threat, even though I was happily dating my then GF. He kept stealing my shampoo because it smelled nice. Hold up. You were a girl dating a girl, and she was threatened you'd want her man. Simone's insecure. She was pretty homophobic and did not think being lesbian or pan was a real thing. Obviously I was faking it, so her BF thought I was sexy and would leave her for me. The sheer amount of toilet paper they use in comparison to guys is crazy. Also just how thoughtful they were. My current roommate regularly buys flowers for the house. Gives sweets and chocolate out for us. It started a trend, and I do the same. The toilet paper thing probably has to do with periods. It's polite to wrap up your bloody pads/tampons with toilet paper before you throw them away so others do not have a bloody mess staring back at them next time they see the bathroom trash can. Back in college I moved in with a classmate since we were both looking for a new place / roommate and we were pretty decent friends. I had to meet the other roommate because they had a big issue with their last one, so I assumed it would have been an interview or something, but the moment she laid eyes on me, she handed me the keys. That was a red flag in hindsight. The three of us were fairly good friends and the girl and guy had known each other for a while, so they were strictly platonic. And all three of us were single. The other guy could date anyone he wanted with no issues. Not so much for me. Like 90% of the time we were just good friends. But she clearly wanted to be with benefits. Not that she was unattractive, but know how sleeping with a coworker is a bad idea, a roommate you literally cannot hide from. If it was just the two of us things got dicey. Like we had a toilet in a small room and the shower / sinks in a separate room next to it. And she'd leave the lights off and door unlocked, so I would accidentally enter while she was naked. Or if get home from work, take off my suit and tie and put in casual clothes and exit my room to her with her feet on the coffee table, legs wide apart and facing me with a smile on her face. I could go on for a while like this. The other roommate and I had to kick her out because this was going on for over a year and she was really wearing me down. Lived with a girl during grad school and a couple things I learned were that a good amount of girls I dated got jealous and the number of hair and hair ties everywhere was astronomical. A big plus too was that I became really good friends with her boyfriend, who I would have never connected with if I did not live with her. I lived with 3 guys during law school. We rented a beautiful house together. One cooked and cleaned the place a bunch, and we got along very well. There was one point where one of them was de facto living with his girlfriend, but did not want to officially move out. We had another friend who was looking for a place and would have been great to have around. Roommate absolutely refused to talk about moving out at all, and then we did not see him for like 2 months anyway. Overall it was fine, but it was so totally alien to me to have someone just clam up like that. Pros. Was introduced to a lot of her friends which lead to quite a few dates / relationships. Cons. A lot of her friends were crazy. I had 2 girl roommates my second year at college. Got along really well with one. Not so much with the other. Was it because of her personality? Just did not click, or? I think we got off to a bad start and neither of us really attempted to fix it. I do not think we hated each other at any point. We just were not the type to hang out with one another. Unfortunately that is all there is for this video, but do not worry, there are many more coming. Like and subscribe for more videos from the Reddit Rainforest. Thanks for watching.